Hi, this is Joseph. In this video, I'm going to review the different Trade Copier subscription plans that I have on the website. There's two of them right now. We have a 4-month plan and a 8-month plan, and I get questions about it, which one will do, which one will get you across the finish line, I guess you should say, with a funded challenge. So let's go ahead and review both of them. This is the uh, sign up page. So if you go to the website, scroll down to the bottom of any of the pages, you should see a link that looks similar to, sorry about that, it's not on this page. It'll read sign up, and then it'll send you here to this page here, which is the sign up page. Now, there's a couple of different things that you may want to consider before you subscribe. So please understand, the first thing that I want most people to understand is that I can't be held responsible for changes that the funding companies make after you purchase a funded account. I don't have any control over that. And you probably have seen some of the videos, not just my videos, but other people who review funding companies. Sometimes they change their terms and conditions. For example, a while back, I was promoting Surge Trader. And we ran into an issue with them because they initially allowed the use of trade copiers, and they understood and they knew that my subscribers were using my trade copier service to copy my trades to pass their evaluation at Surge Trader. But then a little while ago, they decided for whatever reason they were no longer going to allow trade copiers. So we don't like that. Like, first of all, I think that that's kind of dirty to change the terms and conditions on somebody, a client who purchases a funded account after, and then expect them to adjust to it. They originally purchased the funded account because they had certain expectations about how they thought that they could pass the challenge or the evaluation. So I don't think that that's fair that a company would change it. Now, the company that I promote and that I recommend right now is Lark Funding, and they have no intention of changing any of their terms and conditions. If they were to do anything like that, it would just be to make it easier for you to pass your funded evaluation, your funding challenge. The reason is that there are some companies out there that just want to sell the challenge. They just want to sell, like, for example, a $500,000 account may cost $3,500. And some of the companies out there, they just want to sell and get that $3,500. And they're expecting that most people won't be able to pass the evaluation anyway, because as we all know, there's this, a general idea that's widely accepted that 90 to 95% of the traders are going to fail anyway. So most people that go after these funded challenges are likely to fail. So that's not very fair, right? I mean, that's just kind of nasty if you think about it, that they would only want to just sell the funded challenge. But Lark Funding is more about building a good, solid reputation and a good network of clients, customers like you who want to get a funded account, and they want you to pass in whatever manner is safe and sufficient for you to pass, even if it means using a trade copier like my trade copier service. So you can copy my trades. Lark Funding does not have a problem with you using my trade copier, connecting the Lark funded account to the trade copier, and then copying my trades and then letting me basically trade for you. So that's a good thing. They want you to pass because they want to collect, Lark Funding wants to collect the 25% profit split, because there's a 75-25% profit split, which is great. Now, so please be aware that if you use another account other than, let's say, Lark Funding, and then the other company changes their terms and conditions at some point along the way, I have nothing to do with that. That's just understand that. I'm here showing up every day to trade for you, to trade my own funded accounts, and I want you to get the same results. So whatever it is that we have to go through together, you and I, we will get you across that finish line. We will get you to reach that 10% target if you use the appropriate funding accounts. Now, what's appropriate? The funding companies that I recommend are the ones that do not have a time limit to pass that 10% challenge or a one-phase evaluation, which is another reason why I like Lark Funding. There's another company called Mint Funding. I did a video on that just the other day. They have a $2 million trading account, and the price of that one is $15,000. I don't recommend going after that if you're not comfortable with that at first. I recommend starting off small, using the trade copier, making sure that everything's legit, making sure that you get a payout from Mint Funding or Lark Funding, and then increase and purchase the next size trading account higher. And as long as you can continue to use the trade copier, my trade copier service, and the funding company doesn't care, then you should be able to continue using and copying my trades, even after you get the live funded account. So just be aware of some of the little general rules and some of the things that you may not be aware of if you're brand new to funded accounts. Now, down here, you'll see that there's two plans, the 4-month plan and the 8-month plan. The 4-month plan, I recommend this if you're just starting out and you want to just get through the funding challenge, get that passed, and then get your first payout. And the reason 4 months, I believe, is sufficient is if you think about it, if there's a slow month, like a lot of people have been talking about it during the summer months, that it became a little more difficult for them to pass their funding challenges in a month or less because there were fewer trade opportunities. Volume dried up quite a bit on some of the Forex majors through the month of August. It was pretty interesting. And there was, relatively tight ranges of consolidation, meaning fewer trade signals. So when you find yourself in a situation like that, where you don't have enough valid trade signals, then you may find yourself forcing trades, meaning that you're just going to execute if you're using a funding company that tells you you have to pass one of the stages of the evaluation in 30 days. So you're forcing yourself to trade if you normally would not, because there just isn't a good, solid, valid trade signal. That happens, especially during holiday seasons and things like that. So you have to take that into consideration. Now, summer months are, the summer holidays, all that's behind us. So we do expect that things are probably going to start trending a little more. I expect the same thing. However, we are into some pretty interesting times. Interest rates are going higher. It's sort of a shock to the market. The market's had, a lot of resistance to prices going a lot lower, the stock markets and things like that. So it's just a psychological effect that I've seen over and over again during the many years that I've been trading. I've been trading for 22 years. I traded during the global financial crisis. I watched the stock market drop, and it's like a psychological hit to people where they can't. It's like kind of a shock that things are dropping as far as they are and as fast as they are. And there's a lot of resistance. So that could create weeks where we see some consolidation. But 2 months, if you were to think about it, to pass the 10% challenge or the one-stage challenge, which both Ment funding and Lark funding both have. They just have a one-stage evaluation. All you have to do is hit the 10% target. So you can hit the 10% target in 2 weeks or 2 months. And that's how I recommend looking at it. Look at it like that. Just think, give yourself some time, give yourself some space, give yourself about 2 months. But when the markets are trending, I can pass the challenge a lot faster. If you look at some of the videos on the website, I was able to pass some of the challenges really fast, like in a week or two, sometimes 3 weeks. It didn't take that long, but the markets were trending a lot more. If you look at, for example, the US 30 back in April and May, the markets were trending a lot bigger, and I was able to get into one trade at the beginning of the open US session and then hold on to it for most of the day. And it was a huge return. So it was, maybe sometimes 3, 4, 5% in a day. So it wasn't that difficult to do, but it's a little more challenging to do it today. So just think about it in terms of maybe about 2 months to hit that 10% target safely. You want these accounts to last for as long as possible. You do not want a trader who's jumping in and doing basically what I call the controlled gambling effect, where they're trying to pass in 1 or 2 trades or 1 or 2 weeks, hit the 10% target, and then get you the evaluation. Because eventually those people will end up blowing up their accounts if they keep trading that way. And we've seen it over and over and over again on YouTube channels where some of these guys pass in a day or two or a week or two, and then they eventually end up blowing up the account and they lose the account. You don't want to do that. You don't want to come back to Lark funding or Ment funding and buy another account. You just want to do it one time. So we want to do it safely. And then once you hit the 10% target, you want to continue to copy my trades if you're not consistently earning profits yet. And this will give you an opportunity to learn how to trade yourself if you choose to do so. You don't have to. You can continue to use my Trade Copier and just let the Trade Copier execute trades for you for as long as you want. There is no end to this. I plan on trading. I'm relatively young. I get this question quite a bit. How long am I going to trade? I'm relatively young. I plan on trading. I've been trading for 22 years. I plan on trading for another 20 years. So I'm willing to offer this service for as long as these funding companies will allow the use of a Trade Copier. So I would recommend take advantage of it as quick as possible and make as much money as you can from these funded accounts. Again, 4-month plan is sufficient if you're just starting off. That should get you through the 10% to the 10% target, get your live account, and then let the live account trade on the trade copier for at least 2 months, and you can get a payout or two during that last 2-month period, which is a total of 4 months. Now, the 8-month plan is a little more robust, I guess we could say. One of the things that you're going to get with this account, with this 8-month plan, is a second trade copier. So what I've shown in some of the videos is that some of my subscribers, they'll go to one company, like let's say Lark Funding, and they'll get the highest account that they can get, like the $500,000 account. That's the highest account. That's the largest account that Lark Funding offers right now. They're working on getting a $1 million account, but up to right now, the point in time when I'm making this video, they're only offering their highest account, their biggest account is a 500K account. So that's what some of my subscribers are doing. They're sort of spreading the risk. They're getting a 500K account from Lark Funding, and then they're going to another company, let's say, for example, Mint Funding, and then they're buying whatever company, well, I'm sorry, whatever size trading account they can, based on whatever their comfort level is, a 500K account, $1 million account, whatever it is from that company, and then linking both of those accounts. Since they're with two different funding companies, they're linking both accounts to the trade copier. This 8-month plan lets you add a second account for free. So you get 2 trade copier subscriptions for 8 months. During that time, they're passing the evaluation on the account with Lark Funding, and then they're passing the evaluation with the other account with Mint Funding, and then they're staggering their payments. And what I mean by that is that every 30 days, once you get a live funded account and you've passed the evaluation, you can request a payout every 30 days. So that's what they're doing with these accounts. They're requesting a payout like every 15 days. So it'll be every 15 days apart. So let's say, for example, Lark Funding, they'll do it on the 1st, and then Mint Funding, they'll request a payout on the 15th. So now they're getting a payout from each one of these companies on the 1st and the 15th with these 2 different size trading accounts. And they're making a lot of money as a result of doing that. And they continue to use the trade copier, and they don't have to execute a single trade to make it work. If you want to, you can learn how to trade while you're making money using my trade copier service. But if you don't want to, you don't have to. I plan on offering this service for a very long time. So now is the time. This is like one of the greatest opportunities that I've seen in a long time for traders to make a lot of money. Most people just don't have too much money to add to their own trading account. They don't have $10,000, $50,000, or $100,000 to add to their own personal trading account. It doesn't make any sense when you can take an opportunity like this. And remember, if anything ever goes wrong, the funding companies take all of the risk. You don't owe any of the money if there's any losses. That's one of the other advantages to this. So the second 8-month plan that I have here on the website, it's a great option. You get basically the same number of trades, the same thing as the 4-month plan, but you can add an extra account to it. And I also offer a 15-minute consultation if you need it. If, let's say, for example, you're just kind of wondering what would be the best option for you. If you need that, we can get on a Zoom call if you're outside of the United States. If you're inside of the United States, we could just get on a telephone call. It doesn't matter. So with both of these accounts, we can do the tech support. Well, I offer tech support. We can actually connect the account for you if you need any assistance. It is very easy, but if you've never done it before, it's okay. Don't worry about it. I remember the first time I connected an account to it, I wasn't too sure that I was, making the right option, selecting the right options and things like that. But you do control the lot size. With both of these accounts, you will be able to go into the trade copier and select the lot size that's best for you and what you want to see. I recommend starting off small. I do not recommend over leveraging. There's no reason to. You, again, like I said before, you want these accounts to last for as long as possible. You don't want anybody who's reckless trading your account. You want them to be consistent and earn profits every single month so that you can count on those profits and not risk the account and blow it up. You don't want anybody that would do that to you. I don't trade that way. I trade my own funded accounts with each one of these trade with each trade. It's my own funded account. So you're going to get the exact same trade that I get with my own funded account. You're going to get the same thing. The trade copier duplicates everything that I do. So if you have any questions, please let me know.